Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Less than one lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Idiot.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
It's not my fault that you keep putting the fuel load on 2.
The Chinese Grand Prix, then, is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight before the cars break into the tight hairpin at turn 14. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Martin lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Sainz, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, and Alex Albon. Piastri, Hulkenberg, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Ocon, Bortoletto, Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Ollie Bearman. Hadjar and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. As we all know, every single driver wants to know what's required of them. And in the case of this driver, I think things are pretty stable at the moment. They're doing what the team require.
Well, that's the thing, you know, as a driver, it's easy to feel like you're the individual. It's all about you, and, you know, you want to further your career the best you can, but you have to have the team hat on as well and play the team game, work with your teammate as best you can. It's not an easy balance to figure out.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. No threat of rain for the time being, conditions look good. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now. Now use DRS. DRS now available. First position, front of the pack. Verstappen behind you now. Time last lap, 1 minute 57.4. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are just 1 lap old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Your pit window doesn't open for more than 20 laps. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
My brakes literally hit 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. Bro, what the heck?
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
How are the two Saabas in the back? They literally got into Q2. Dude, you can't just bump into me. Like, you literally turned right into me. Did it turn into me or did I turn into him? Well, I guess it went both ways.
Okay, mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this. Conditions look stable at the moment, no rain currently expected. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Okay, nice work, really good job with that target, mate. Tyre condition still looking good. leading the pack. That's P1. Okay, Russell's behind you now. Okay, a full lap separates you now. They're on fresh mediums. 16 laps now until your pit window opens. Okay, 47 laps to go.
Yeah, I know, bro. It's like one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. But there's one track that I absolutely despise. It's Spa. Because it literally feels like driving on a highway at 50 miles an hour. Or trying to drive on US 42 West, since they updated the speed limit on 42 West. Yeah, true, like, why is Spa overrated? And Spa kind of reminds me of how, US 42 West got their speed limit changed to 35. Which now makes it feel like Spa, but in the rain. Also, did you see Nico Hulkenberg's finish in the British Grand Prix at Silverstone? Like, dude, that's literally his first ever podium. After 239 races and many years in Formula 1. And he did it with a team that's about to go extinct since Audi is taking over Sauber in 2026, as it becomes the Audi F1 team. Yeah, like, dude, you're just like driving so fast, and then all of a sudden you literally become a snail Yeah, true. But in my opinion, one of the main reasons I hate Spa is because it's 4 miles long. The longest out of any F1 track in modern day F1. Oh, and I'm pretty sure we all know about the controversial thing that F1 did by extending the Miami Grand Prix to 2041. Yeah, exactly, dude. 5 laps is like 7 to 8 minutes on Spa. When it only takes like 10 minutes to do 10 laps on Red Bull Ring in Austria. Also, I think one of the yeah, the FAA are damn clowns. Also, I think one of the hardest tracks to pronounce is the Hungaroring, which is basically the F1 track for Hungary. Hungaroring. I learned how to pronounce it just yesterday. Thanks to, Gemini. Livestream is not sponsored by Gemini. Yeah, it is Monaco without walls. Because even though Monaco is like the shortest track in modern day F1 at like 2.007 miles, I think. It doesn't have the fastest laps because of the street circuit, and it has walls. And the only reason Red Bull Ring is the fastest is because it has only 10 turns, and most of the time you're going full throttle. Thanks for telling me that fact, bro. I'm on PlayStation. You can tell it's PlayStation because in the bottom right you can see the circle button, which means that I'm on PlayStation. And check for a weather report.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
And the pit window opens in... Yeah, I have F124 and F125. Also, the dumbest thing about my live streams is that my most viewed live stream with 22 views is an Among Us live stream from like 2024 or like March. Yeah, dude, I have like an Xbox 360 as well, but it's not like I can play. It's not like I have any like F1 games for it, since the only games I have on my Xbox 360 is just Xbox 360 Connect games. Surprised no one has gotten a mechanical failure yet, unlike in my sprint race where Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri both got a DNF for mechanical failures, and then a red flag happened on lap 6 because of a collision between Ollie Behrman and Liam Lawson. I'm checking race record to see if Ollie Behrman got a penalty, warning or something like that. Yeah, true, they did do a ballerina move. Oh, there's my teammate. I just feel like slamming into another driver's car. It's not my fault, FIA! Seriously? They only gave me a warning! It wasn't even my fault, it was like a small collision anyway. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, ain't no way that Max keeps spinning out. Like, dude, he literally got DNF'd at the British Grand Prix. Also, I think the weirdest thing I've ever seen F1 do is F1 Kids. Like, dude, F1 Kids is just a whole different breed of F1. Like, they literally gained each driver their own profile, and sometimes whenever they show the profiles, their faces look so smug and hilarious. It's like if F1 were purposely trying to make 9-year-olds laugh. And while watching some highlights from F1 Kids on the F1 YouTube channel for the Austrian Grand Prix, Carlos Sainz's brakes were literally on fire in the pit lane. And of course, as you know, if something Yeah, exactly. And whenever they show race control, whenever they show a race control visual, it's literally just the police. Like, whenever they show a race control visual on F1 Kids, it's literally just the police. Like, it's literally the police. Hi, Leclerc. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, honestly, if I were to watch F1 Kids and they showed a visual of Gabriel Bortoleto literally having a dance battle with Charles Leclerc, I'd probably just be dancing till I die. Because when I was watching even more F1 Kids highlights from the Austrian Grand Prix, it literally showed the two McLarens having a dance battle in the top right corner. It literally just goes to show how funny and how crazy F1 Kids is. Nah, bro, it's fine. Yeah, you're right, the games are cross-platform, but... Hey, hold on, why is my teammate in the pits? Why is my teammate in the pits? It's not even the pit window yet, he just went into the pits!
Pierre is in for his stop now.
My pit window is like lap 26 to lap 35. Yeah, Pierre Gasly is for some reason in the pits on lap 20. I should not meant lap like 18 since I've already lapped him twice. The price George Russell's in second. Check race director again. Okay, so just from that one pit stop, he went from 14th to 17th. And then he literally fumbled it. And he changed to the same compound! He literally changed to soft tires, even though he was on soft tires. Oh, as they catch 5 seconds for a pit stop. That's rough. But Lance Stroll's wasn't as bad. Only a 3-second pit stop for Lance Stroll. And I think one thing that absolutely annoys me the most when it comes to an F1 car is ERS. Because you can be going like 212 miles an hour on the Baku straight, like the long straight on the Baku street circuits, and ERS could literally come in and decrease your top speed, which means you'll have to suffer even more of Baku's long straightaways. But I think the best thing I've seen from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix was the 2024 edition, where Carlos Sainz slammed Sergio Perez into the wall on lap 50 of 51. That's probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And a race also... the 2026 cars are getting rid of DRS, not ERS. So, in 2026, the DRS is getting replaced, but not ERS, because I think the battery system is still going to stay in the cars, but the DRS, no. And remember that Cadillac is literally becoming an F1 team next year. They're joining the grid as the 11th team. Next year. Yeah, I know, dude. Like, the 2026 cars, like, what do they have special in them? But hopefully Cadillac does good next year since they're joining the grid as the 11th team. But, like, imagine if Ford returns to F1 as a literal team instead of just being a power unit slash like engine supplier for Red Bull. Like, that would be insane if Ford actually became an F1 team again. Yeah, you're right, but the F2 cars look more like Lego toys. Like, the F2 car looks more like Lego Duplo toys than they do to like actual F1 cars, or what the F2 cars look like in 2023. I think my pinky's starting to fall asleep just from me being on the back of my controller.
You're in first position, front of the pack. Russell behind. They're on old mediums. You've got 4 laps until your pit window opens. Okay, there are 35 laps left in this race.
There's 12 laps to go till pit window. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, why do the APX GP cars look like the F2 cars yet better than the 2026 liveries? Also, it's kind of weird how APX GP is only going to be F1. It's only going to be an F1 25.
Okay, mate. Elbows out is great, but not that way. Come on, we can do better than that. Let's keep it clean, please.
It's like kind of stupid how APX GP is only going to be an F1 25 until July 11th, which is literally tomorrow. Also, tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary of my dad's death. I should not disclose what his death reason was, but all I'll just say is that he died in 2023 on July 11th, during the extremely early days of this channel's existence. It's fine, dude. I've been getting through it, but it has been a slow process of getting through the pain and depression of his death, since it was so sudden.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Shut up, Mark, I know that. Let's check the pit stops. So far, only people have did a pit stop from lap 14 to lap 18. The only reason it says lap 14 to lap 18 is because I've lapped those people, and if you've lapped people, then yeah, dude, I can't also imagine losing my mom as well, cause she was like married to my dad for so long. Like, she adopted both me and my sister. And my sister was literally born in Russia. And because of that, my mom had to wait an entire year just so she could adopt her. Hey, dude, when my sister found out about what happened with my dad when he died, she was literally bursting into tears. So much. Oh, restrictor again. It stops. Okay, they seem like normal times. Max Verstappen getting in 3.236. Wait, that's not normal. How does George Russell have a 2.402? Anyway, the updated standings show, Nico Hulkenberg, how are you at 14th? Gabriel Bortoleto in 16th, even though he started in 15th. Lance Stroll is up to 18th, but despite starting in 20th. Yeah, true, bro. He went from hard to soft. Wait, hold on. Lando Norris is in 10th. Lando Norris is in 10th. Lando Norris is in 10th, dude. I'm close to overtaking the back marker. Like, the direct back marker of... I'm pretty sure it's like Isaac Hadjar. Pit window. Yeah, exactly. Like, he was literally able to outrun Lewis Hamilton in a Sauber.
Copy that. Hards next time we box. You're leading the pack. That's P1. Leclerc behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Okay, your pit window opens next lap. Okay, 32 laps to go.
I call this one China, because it rhymes with Grug. I know the meme's dead, but I just like the meme. If I had to live in one country for the rest of my life that isn't the USA, then I'd probably pick Canada. But just in case if they somehow become the 51st state, then it'd probably be the UK.
We're going to box this lap and push hard on the in-lap.
Yeah, like exactly, like, how does Nico Hulkenberg not get a podium finish until he races for Sauber? Like, how come he did bad at Haas, but is doing extremely great right now at Sauber? Like, chances are he's probably gonna stay with the team when it becomes Audi next year.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I already know that since my pit window is open. Yeah, like, exactly, like, Sauber finished 19th and 20th last season, although, to be fair, Zhou Guanyu did get, like, 5 points last season, but...
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
Don't interrupt me next time, Mark. Anyway, even though Zhou Guanyu got, like, 5 points last year for Sauber, they still finished last in the Constructors' Championship. And now Valtteri Bottas is a reserve driver for Mercedes.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
Mark, shut up! And now Zhou Guanyu is literally a reserve driver for Ferrari. Oh, did I forget to put it on broadcast mode for this?
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
This guy's a movie goer, so I'm gonna have to like go around him. Yeah, that's true, because even though Bottas is returning to his original team, he's just a reserve driver, so he can only race when he's like actually needed, or like race in like free practices and stuff, or like practices and stuff. That's what he checked team, bro. Dude, nice joke. And the calendar for like this year, like this year's F1 calendar, or like the entire year? Also, earlier I mentioned Spa, and the next race of the season, this season, is going to be in Spa. Someone put me out of my misery! Bro, what? Bro, what? Well, how? Who made that calendar? Who made that calendar? And of course, just like last season, the two Saubers are in last just because of a pit stop. I have the fastest pit stop. Wait, actually, there's no way! Also, I literally have the fastest pit stop by 1 singular millisecond. Hi, Lance Stroll. Dude, this is literally how Kickstarter literally works. It's like they're doing good, and they're like in a good position, but then they pit and then get into a bad position. But that's not exactly the case nowadays, especially with Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto. Because, like, although Bortoleto may be a newcomer, he still scored points in the Austrian Grand Prix. Yeah, I know. Hadjar is a really underrated rookie. But also, I just found, I just learned a random funny pun in my head. Because we're going to be kicking Sauber out of the F1 grid because it's going to be replaced by Audi in 2026. Get it? Because one of their official team names is Kick Sauber, and not just Sauber. It's your Fernando Alonso, as some people call him. And is definitely one of the best rookies, without a doubt, but He has been racing in Formula 1 for quite some time. And he has won 2 world championships, so... He seems like a pretty talented driver, despite him having terrible performances throughout this year and last year. And because EA doesn't put the reserve drivers into the F1 games, then that literally just means that you cannot race as Valtteri Bottas or Zhou Guanyu in F1 25. Yet you could in F1 24. Hi, Lewis Hamilton in the Ferrari. It's kind of stupid how Lewis Hamilton went to Ferrari even though he won 7 world championships with Mercedes. At this point, I'm about to be lapping everyone like 3 times. And the only reason it's taking a while for Max Verstappen to get to the true back marker of, I think it's Gabriel Bortoleto. Yeah, it's Bortoleto. It's because of the first 3 turns on the Shanghai International, on the Chinese Grand Prix circuit. Like, on this track, for the first 3 turns, you're going, like, so slow. Which means that it can take a while just for an 8. Okay, dude. I'll see you later if you ever come back to watching my live streams. Goodbye. Check for water report real quick.
Of rain for the time being. Conditions look good. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
The brakes once it hit again almost hit 1700 degrees.
Oh mate, you made that look easy. Nice work. That's why I love working with you. Smashed it.
George Russell move. See if any penalties for incidents for turn.
You're in first position, front of the pack, and Verstappen's behind. They're on fresh mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now, and 26 laps to go now. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. So we're expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Seriously.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
I just see another person going to the pits. There's already 3 people in the pits.
You're leading the pack. That's P1. Verstappen behind you now. They're on fresh mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. And that's 23 laps to go. And Verstappen's behind. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1:52.6.
Why are these crazy heads all switching to mediums? They know that it's going to rain in like 10 minutes.
We think we might see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Okay, mate, your lap times are all over the place right now. We've got to have consistency. Come on, we can do better than this. Tyre condition still looking good.
Teammate is in the pits again. What are you guys doing? This is like their third pit stop all time. It's like their third pit stop the entire race. Actually, no, second.
In the pits.
I think many people are starting to enter the pits, but it's because of the rain. Or I guess not, they're still on dry tires.
Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
I'm asking for the weather report, not what is the fastest tire. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Everyone just keeps going the pits. But why? Why though?
It looks like rain is inbound and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the rain. Caution, caution.
I think he spun out.
Okay, clear.
Let's check what happened. Yeah, I think he spun out.
Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
I'm surprised people are still watching, even though it's been like at least 45 minutes since this race has started.
Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Check race record real quick. So people just keep switching to dry tires when it's literally about to rain.
Weather's changing now, you might want to review our strategy. Oh mate, great stuff, you hit that target, that sets us up nicely for the rest of this race. Understood, copy that. Okay, we can't take you right now. Pit next lap, next lap. Confirming that we're fitting intermediate tyres.
DRS disabled. It's because of the rain.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline. Wait for further updates. Okay, off we go. Back into the race. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
This is gonna feel like Spa.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, so heavy rainfall here to stay for a while. Doesn't look like it's moving on anytime soon. Inters seems to be the fastest tyre for now. These conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall. I've got information on Stroll. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Mechanical failure on lap 43. Well, I've already left him like 5 times, so it'd be lap 43 for him. I'm on lap 49, so I don't think that really affects me.
Yellow flag.
That's because of the DNF.
Okay, I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being. Okay, heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Weather's turning, we think it's time to box now. Copy that.
If everyone else is changing, if people are starting to go into the pits, then we're probably going to be headed to the wets.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Inters seems to be the fastest tyre for now.
Then why are we switching to wets if Inters are the fastest tire for now? Well, they seem to be. But yeah, I can definitely see the grip levels kind of falling away because of how much rain is on the track. Inters may seem like the fastest tire on the track right now, but wets are currently the best tire for the track right now.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Confirmed, pit crew will be ready with wet tyres for your next stop. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Pierre is in the pits.
So am I. Alright, Pierre, I need to get in.
Right, let's go, come on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. First position, front of the pack. Verstappen behind you now. They're on a fresh set of wets. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Leading the pack, that's P1, and Verstappen's behind. They're on a fresh set of wets. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Come on, just 3 laps to go, 3 laps. As things stand, we're going to be leading the championship. Okay, so heavy rainfall here to stay for a while. Doesn't look like it's moving on anytime soon. It's hard to say if inters or wets are better right now.
Up. 2018. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 off per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. A Jet2 holiday meme. Rhymes with Grug. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 off per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 off per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Final lap, push, push. conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
Man, it's literally the final lap. I could just finish it on wets. Hee hee hee. I'm going to finish this race in style. If I can.
I think it's Aurora. It is now.
I guess driver of the day, it's not me. Well, I won the Grand Prix, but who's driver of the day? Esteban Ocon! What?
There'll be smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Shanghai.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
Here come today's winning drivers, and what a race this was. This is a team that knows success very well in F1, and they're just itching for even more. Congratulations to the Alpine team for their excellent win today. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
It took me 1 hour. Actually, no. Wait, yeah. 1 hour and 39 minutes, 56 seconds, and 794 milliseconds. Just to complete the race. And for the sprint, it took me less than an hour. And speaking of hours, this live stream has been 12 hours, and now it's about to end.